There have been Greyhound type tour buses back on our little road. Our road was not made for this amount of traffic. During the week of July 19th, there was a tournament back at the fields. They played 69 games in 6 days. 100% of that traffic was on our road. These cars were coming in from West Virginia, Ohio, New York, and they're all going to the tournaments to play there. There were Canadian plates. Might I add, not one Crafton resident was playing in those games. They were all leased out to other people. We have lots of children on our road. We have lots of foot traffic on our road. A lot of the residents have concerns for the safety of the children playing on our road. We also have a large number of people who take leisurely walks. We don't even have sidewalks. With the baseball traffic, it's very difficult to stroll on our road with the cars flying past. We're worried about the speeding from the stop sign in the middle of the Ewing continuing up to the field entrance. Our little road just can't handle constant traffic. In the past, it was distributed evenly because the upper end of Ewing was open. We just feel it's unfair to Ewing Road residents that our road gets the brunt of all the abuse. We have so much dust on our cars. Our houses have a complete film on the front. I'm constantly washing my front windows and squirting everything off because of all the traffic. And the road's crumbled up anyways. And, you know, a lot of us have talked and we racked our brains because we know that you just can't reopen a road and, you know, ideally you can just open it. But in the real world, you can't just open a road that hasn't been used for like 5 years. So we were, you know, maybe thinking that if they moved the barriers down from the entrance and then opened the top of the road where it's closed, just seasonally, because that way they wouldn't have to plow it, that way they wouldn't have to maintain it in the winter, and they wouldn't have to worry about, you know, the big insurance reasons why they can't go up top. But we just need something done back there. For so many years, we've been ignored,
Pushed aside.
I mean, I'm not here to get everyone riled up and get feisty. It's just really obnoxious with those ball fields being back there. It's like, when they put them back there, was there a road study ever done? Did they just decide one day, let's just knock this down? But we definitely, next season, something needs to be done.
Thank you.
I have a question. Did you say that your children are not allowed to be picked up with school buses at your house?
I specifically called Carlington and asked if we could actually have a bus stop closer. They originally assigned us on Ewing Avenue, and is that Linwood? That's the closest bus stop they originally gave us, because they told us that buses are not permitted on Ewing Road and will not travel on that road.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you. I'll find out about that. Okay, sorry. We gotta keep this at 3 minutes, okay?
My name is Courtney Berry. I live at 250 Ewing Road. And I agree with a lot of what's being said, so I'll kind of shorten that as much as I can. But our roads are deteriorating, both because of the water as well as the heavy traffic on the road. I recognize that something needs to be done in order for us to safely get to and from our houses, and with all of this traffic traveling constantly at a high speed rate down to the ball fields in one direction, it truly is unsafe. I'm shocked at the number of people who walk on our road. It's a gorgeous walk. I understand why, but because of the volume of traffic, I can't believe they would even put their own lives literally at risk. I mean, that's how fast these people are going. You know, we don't have any sidewalks. We have, the potholes are unbelievable, to the point where, you know, people are actually driving on people's property to avoid potholes, which is ridiculous. You know, so I think maybe we need to consider even possibly reducing the speed limit, if that's an option that you guys could speak on our behalf to try and get something reduced. And plus, I think maybe getting the police involved heavily to start ticketing these individuals to get them to understand that, you know, we are serious about the safety of all of our residents on that road. In addition to that, I have a lot of concern too about the road being closed at the upper end as far as safety concerns, and it kind of stems off of what you were saying. You know, the police don't want to come down to where we are. They don't want to come down there because if there's a crisis in the rest of Crafton, they're delayed by almost 5 minutes trying to get around to try and respond. And that goes to us too. So if they're spending the bulk of their time, you know, on the other side of Crafton, and there's, you know, we've actually had the police back to our house before, and Ingram police actually showed up before them. So explain to me how that's even possible. You know, that we're calling for an emergency and another borough backs them up before our own township is able to get there. So I think you guys really need to consider, you know, some sort of possibility and look into possibly, you know, reopening that, and doing something to maintain everybody's safety. As short as I can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I know that Mayor Bloom has mentioned about how you can't reduce the speed limit under 25 unless it's a school zone or something. Or
What about backbone?
That's paved, that has speed bumps.
What about back?
That's illegal.
Thank you.
Backbones in parks, they're allowed to have 50 miles an hour. With
But we have the ball field.
And repaved, and repaved,
Backbone is going to
been repaved.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I believe I
and that's
know.
a big issue for us.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, my name's David Hockabout. I live at 242, pardon me?
What was your name? I'm sorry.
David Hockabout, H-O-C-K-A-B-O-U-T.
Okay.
I live at 242 Ewing Road. And we have 2 grandchildren living with us, so our concern is pretty much what everybody else is, you know, they can't go up there and ride their bicycles without, you know, us having to hover over them and, you know. But I have some suggestions. For instance, if we pave the road and put in speed bumps, like at the bottom end of back on Crafton Avenue, Crafton Boulevard, where you guys repave that, and then you put in speed bumps. We could have some speed bumps in there with a 15-mile-an-hour limit, if we can't go below that, you know, at the very least, and have put up some official signs that say, children at play. I think, you know, because some of us have, not me, but some of us have those little signs you can get at the, you know, and you know, it's not official, they just blow right by them like, you know, it doesn't matter. And Megan's been putting up signs that say, drive like your children play here. And none of that is, you know, is coming across, so, you know, and that's the situation that we're faced with, but I thought I'd give you some suggestions, just, you know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Members of the council, Dan Logman, 240 Union Road. Basically, I agree with everyone else that spoke before me, and I just think that the council that okayed, this is nothing at CIP as well, that okayed it, that would have realized that they did. Ewing Road was an old back road, always going to be a back road, and it was going to need the upkeep, but and council here, you'd think you just try to, you know, we should all work together and get it resolved, have it open up, because there is too much traffic, too much speed, and I think CIT along with council and the residents, we should work together and, you know, get it up, back up, and, you know, you mentioned you're an engineer? Right. Yes. Okay. I work down McKees Rocks, and right down, like, I don't know if you're aware, like Singer Avenue?
No.
It's right underneath Wing Gap Bridge. Okay. It's an old back road. It's always been, there's only a few houses down there. Junkyard and all that. But the Keys Rocks Borough, they just got a shredding machine. I don't know who they had to do the job, but maybe you can inquire about it. But they just graded it down, and they sprayed it, and they put the asphalt back down. They built it up. You know? I know there's a few bad spots on Union Road, but even the borough, when it was open still, the borough guys beefed it up, repaired it. And, you know, you could do a lot with it, you know. I know like on Crafton Boulevard, for instance, the guardrails that were dying, it didn't take, you know, the borough too long to fix that problem, put new guardrails up. Churchers Avenue. It started sliding, going down to Salonie's Bakery. They dug it out, they put Jersey barriers up, they beefed it up, they moved on. And that's, just, we should work together and get the Ewing Road resolved. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Joan Huckabat. I live at 242 Ewing Road. And as my husband and everybody said, right, this isn't against CIT. We do have grandchildren. The other problem is we have old people like me who walk like this. And I need to walk or I'm gonna be bedridden. So me and my friend, Katie Papinchuk, we go walking. My hearing's not that great, and because the times for the ball playing, one's ending and one's beginning, so there's cross traffic. There's big holes that I don't walk in unless I want to fall down. So what's happening is, okay, we hear one car coming and we think we're safe, but there's another one coming the other way. And I'm trying to get out of the way with my cane as fast as I can. I know it sounds funny, but I don't want to fall and I don't want to get run over. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name's Derek Wilson, and I live at 245 Ewing Road. And I was here, I remember you multiple years ago, complaining about the same things that you're complaining about today. I'd be in complete agreement with all my neighbors that just spoke, that the street is utterly pathetic. And I don't know the decision-making process in terms of what gets paved and what doesn't, but I would ask the council to seriously consider repaving the street, number one. Because if you go back there, it's just potholes everywhere. I know I've ruined a couple rims of my car, I know my wife has, and I know my daughters have as well. Secondly is just the whole safety issue. As everyone mentioned, you have CIT running cars in and out, in and out, in and out. If you have a car parked on the side of the street, 2 cars can't get by. And then as the young lady mentioned, they're just racing to get their kid to the game and not concerned about anything or anyone else. We have grandchildren as well. I don't even let them ride a bike on the street because you look up and somebody being clipped them and they be over the hillside. Then when I complained several years ago, that's when that's when they closed that top part. And then by closing the top part, what happens is everything runs through that way. And it really should go one way because it's just crazy. This time of the year, just come down there and sit, and you'll see for yourself. And then just as the young lady mentioned, I don't know where the police sit at, but they're sitting in the wrong place. If they want to sit in my driveway, they can. And it'll be right blocking right there. The cars are flying by, and they'll catch them red-handed. But I would think that as a council, or I don't know who needs to handle this, but it definitely needs to be handled. Because somebody is going to be hurt and they're put in harm's way every day. That's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Good job.
Anybody else for you and Road report?
Yes.
Thank you.
So my name is Heather Papinchak and I live on Ewing Road. I
I'm
was
sorry,
up
what did you tell me one more time?
Oh, Heather Papinchak, and I live on Ewing Road, and I
Can you give us
agree.
your address on Ewing?
246. So I'd like to speak about a few different points. I'm a midwife, and whenever I get called to a birth, I need to respond quickly. There have been times where I have not been able to get out of my own driveway. I have not been able to open up my own car door on the road because the traffic was so horrendous going in both directions after the game and at the beginning of another game. That's unacceptable whenever I have to be at a birth. There's hostility anytime that I know the neighbors have said slow down, I have said slow down. People have actually been hostile, swearing. The mail carrier this past week was sworn out because he was trying to deliver mail and he tried to pull across the street, and the oncoming traffic, the person who was driving that car was so enraged that he was trying to actually cross the street during the CIT So there's a major issue here. I know that we can't deal with individuals' hostility, but I think that it speaks to an overall energetic issue, that it's not functioning harmoniously back there. People who are attending CIT, they're not being treated well by other CIT attendants. Everyone's just trying to get there, be in opposition, and it's not good. And us residents, we're suffering greatly. As Joan mentioned, her and my mother walk, they're not even able to enjoy their walk. It sometimes feels like, or is it a death sentence? Are we gonna have an ambulance come back to be able to help one of them if they were so to get hit? We've just been talking about our human interests, but it's a gem back on Ewing Road to have so much animal energy. That's why some people actually go back on Ewing Road, because it's therapeutic. And that's important. You can't put a value on something like that. We have deer, we have turkey, we have so many birds. That's important. And by having all of this traffic, that influences these critters. I also want to say that I've had a lot of folks visit me over the years from other states. California, Berkeley, Los Angeles. I have one staying with us now, and they're actually appalled by the condition of the road. And actually, the road isn't even as bad as it typically can be. That changes, week by week, as I'm sure we all see. She encouraged me next. She says, "I know I'm only staying for the next, day, but go to that council meeting tonight because you need to." So I just want to say, Crafton's such a beautiful place, and Ewing Road's a gem. And I think in order to keep the value of Crafton, alive, we need to really consider this issue. And one last thing, I asked the borough this spring if they could put up signs, watch children or pedestrians or whatever. And that actually wasn't honored my request. And so, that's upsetting because I think that's something very simple and low cost for the borough and has major safety and health implications. So thank you for listening to all of this tonight.
Thank you. You said over in the spring that you came to a council meeting you requested?
I contacted the borough's phone line, and I spoke with a representative, and I don't recall the name.
Okay.
I bought my own signs. I did.
Did you miss Patricia O'Leary?
No, I just thought we were just signing in.
Oh, okay.
I agree with it all though.
Okay.
Pretty much all covered,
Okay.
other than the road break. There's gonna be an incident back there.
Yeah, they get really
One of
angry.
these kids are gonna get hit, or somebody, because they confront us when we tell them to slow down. They confront us.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Moving on, then I have two people left.
We're both from Thomas Street, but I agree with Ewing being a baseball mom. My son's been out of CIT for about 6 years, and at that time, Ewing was a disaster.
I'm
Actually,
sorry, what did you say your name was?
Lisa Heiser,
Okay.
47 Thomas.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys have it bad down there. My concern is the rats on Thomas Street, along with everyone else. I've been complaining to the borough for about however long Family Dollar's been there. We have grown men urinating behind dumpsters, on our fences. The garbage that we collect just out of our yards. I have a privacy fence. I do the yard work for my neighbor. The one year I picked up 2 large garbage bags full, and I took it into Family Dollar. I said, "You guys, this is what's from my yard." We found condom wrappers, needles, and that carries over onto Thomas Street. The rats, the Hutch's Garage has a video of, we had a lot of stray cats, which we were thankful for because they were killing the rats. The one cat, the rat was the size of this cat, and it was a big cat. We have skunks over there. I've called the health department, I've called the borough numerous times. The grass behind us at one point was almost 2 feet tall. They just cut it. It's been, I think, once every week so far. But it's also the residents on Thomas. Some of them, I know my one neighbor has only cut their grass twice this year. And it's just they have a dog and just dog feces, and the rats feed on that as well. Just the maintenance, and we do have, the ice cream shop is now open, and our traffic, you know, it's one way until you get to Hewitt. Nobody realizes that. You know, we also have, being so close to, you know, the borough building, there's just a medical emergency yesterday. Ingram was the first ones to arrive instead of Crafton. So,
Well, they might be on standby for Crafton. Crafton might be out doing something else.
yeah, I mean, which is great.
It's understandable.
Which is great. I mean, as long as somebody comes, that's great. Yeah, they do. And I know, you know, we have our famous drug guy on our street that's now collecting grass clippings from the neighbors to kill weeds. So if you go to, you know, if you see his house, he's got dead grass clippings like this high where his hedges are. I mean, it's just creating such a mess down there. It just, the rats, I have a shed in my backyard, like I said, a privacy fence. It's not where the shadow box fence is, but the rats are getting in and under. I filled holes, I baited myself. Borough says, we'll bait the sewers. That doesn't do anything. You know, I have the pizza shop, the dumpsters from Save Lot and the bar and whatever is right there too. And that garbage is kind of spread out. It's just, if you go down to Family Dollar at any time, there's just garbage everywhere. We did have a garbage can when they first came, but then they were told to take it away. So I don't know.
So your backyard, just to clarify,
My
your
backyard-
backyard is butts up against Family Dollar's
Yes,
parking lot.
yes.
Okay.
We were supposed to have an easement to be able to access the parking lot, all of us. A few of the houses, they can't even get out of their back gate because of all of the weeds that are back there. If it wasn't for me maintaining sometimes behind our back fences, she wouldn't be able to go over to the shopping center. They have a watering, landscaping like watering line that's never ever been used and it's coming up. I didn't even trip over that in fall. And there's a nice big dip. Just even last year, one of the patrons drove their car right through the neighbor's yard. And they missed that giant tree that's back there. It's just, it's been fun having them in my backyard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Michelle Carso, and I live at 73 Thomas Street. My complaint isn't so much the garbage, because I'm not at the end that Lisa is at. Mine is Norma and Hewitt Streets. And I've been there for 13 years now. The road is nothing but potholes. They filled them, they're back a week later. And I was advised this year, I called the borough and about 4 other people have called the borough, and we were told that it was going to be paved in July. Well, this is now July 27th, and there's no notice of the road ever going to be paved. They did fill the potholes again last week when I called, but they will be back next week. And I just want to know if anybody is going to ever pave this street.
It's on the 2016 list. I can see if it's been changed, because we have done some variations. I don't have the street listing in front of me of where we're going to see paving. But as Rick had said, we have the same contractor for our Clearview project that is doing the road program. So they're gonna finish the Clearview project and then start the road program. So if you want to see me afterwards, I'll get your phone number. So you know, I'll do that now. And I'll call you and I can check the listing of the roadways that are on there and verify.
I actually called last week and I was told, I dialed directly to the borough secretary, you know, the extension, and whoever I talked to there, so that we were scheduled right after Clearview.
Right, so that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm not
So
sure
you're,
what.
it's sounding like you're saying we're not gonna be scheduled till
It's on the,
2016.
okay, and we did, but we did some rearranging. That's why I said I don't have the schedule in front of me. So I will check the schedule tomorrow and I'll get whoever's phone number and I can call you. But they will not be starting the road program until Clearview is done, because they're gonna finish that project. And it's the same contractor, so they're gonna mobilize at one time. So that's the reason why it's the end of July and the road program hasn't started. But I'm not sure of the roadways that are on that listing, because we did some, because Noble was on, was our big ticket item this year, and the water company has taken that over. So we were able to add a few more streets on, and I don't know exactly what we, because I just started in May, so I don't know exactly what the list is.
Okay, since I live at the end of Thomas, I have to go back up Thomas and then turn on to Norman U, because we don't have a choice but to turn onto those roads, so that's all that
If you see me after the meeting,
traffic.
I can call, I'll call you tomorrow after I
Okay.
get a chance.
All right, thank you.
Is Ewing on the list?
For 2016?
Ewing?
You
Ewing
don't
Road?
have the list, I said.
Well, just add us,
I mean, how is it prioritized as to what streets are done from a
We
repaving
did a
standpoint?
5-year
Can the engineer
maintenance
speak on that?
Go ahead.
It's a pavement management program, and what it does is it assesses not only the condition of the road, but the usage, so the traffic.
So, I'm not too bright, so maybe you can help me out. I mean, we got, come on, man.
Go down
You
the
gotta
road,
be
just
kidding
walk
me.
it.
That's how.
And we're not
that's
on the
how
list at all?
program works.
Are we
I don't
on the
know.
list?
I don't know if you are. There's a 5-year list that generates from the software, and then based on that, it says what
Technology,
is
huh?
the best way you spend your money. And not all the streets are being rebuilt. Some are just being crack sealed, and some are being just coated. They're not all paved, or they're not all being reconstructed.
Well, we got dirt. We got dirt in our holes.
Yeah, are you familiar with Ewing Road?
Yes,
Have you ever ridden on it?
yes.
Okay, so,
And it's funny because when the potholes get fixed, or when the road gets paved, if you think the speeding's bad now,
Yeah.
wait till they get a hold of a new road.
That's
So
why
you gotta
we
get-
bring it.
so we have multiple issues that need to be
Yes, I do
addressed. I guess
understand
you'd be in
that. I
agreement with
understand. I'm
that.
hearing that,
So
yes.
how do we get them rectified, I guess is my question.
Well, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but we do have a program that we, like you said, that we put into place, and we do go through and talk about the different streets and which ones, and, which ones need to be done first, which ones need to be done later in the year, or looking over 5 years. All those sorts of things are taken into consideration, and it's not, based on, because more people came to talk about this street than came to talk about this street. It's based on, like they said, the traffic, all of the criteria to fix those streets. So we do have a plan, but in the case where Noble, we were gonna do Noble, but now that the water company is doing what they're doing to Noble Avenue, they now are gonna pave Noble, so we can take and reallocate funds and streets and move things around. So that's what we're doing if it's completed, I'm not sure that it's 100% completed of what now we're gonna do, but we take all those things into consideration.
I just want to say real quickly to the engineer that I found that insulting to
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
If we make the road smooth, that speeds will increase. And as I pointed out earlier, you want to lower the speeds, you put in speed bumps like at the lower end of Backbone. And that will take care of the speeding. Plus, putting a sign up there that says 15 miles an hour, putting signs up there that say, watch for children, So I'm just saying, I don't want to make an enemy here or anything, but I just sort of found that pop off
And this way.
just didn't work.
I mean, I have to order them.
Yeah.
Have them
I mean,
stored.
it's
So
sure.
I have to order
Yeah,
them.
I mean, it's,
But,
this,
I can look into ordering signs for, watch children's signs. To get those. but-
One other
but I
little
have to-
thing, I don't know if you have any control over the Crafton Public Works.
No.
Okay, well,
who does?
I mean, they're fine and all, but I guess the borough pays for when they come out and put the asphalt and stuff,
It's dirt.
huh?
It's dirt.
Well, asphalt or
Let us look into all of the concerns that you brought today, and you just give us an opportunity to respond. We won't be able to solve it all right
Yeah,
at this
the little
moment right
thing
here.
about, they're shooting themselves in the foot because multiple times, when we were getting all that rain earlier in the year, it rains, Then they come out, there's water in those huge potholes. They're throwing some dirt or asphalt or whatever it is and go tap, 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 and going on their merry way. Well, how can it seal on anything when it's sitting in water? I mean, I don't understand. Maybe there's something I'm missing. But, you know.
Thank you.
Nina, is it okay if I speak about Sterrett Street? I didn't get to sign anyway.